Yo, what up, what up, what up, and welcome back to Pnoid News. Man, listen, all right. Today, I got this Vox article, and I know it's Vox, and I know we all hate Vox, right? But, like, on the same point, you know what I mean? I think that it's important that we have this conversation because, like, this is the dumbest shit ever, and I'm fucking tired of it, legitimately. So, this is about the Supreme Court about to hear two cases in basically on voter ID laws, right? This is really what this is about. This is about the fact that the Democrats still want to be able to cheat, and I mean, they want to be able to continue to run business the way they've been running business since Lyndon Johnson, and really before that since JFK. So let's get into this. So the Supreme Court is about to hear two cases that could destroy what remains of the Voting Rights Act. A 6-3 Republican court will hear one of the most aggressive attacks on voting rights since Jim Crow. Next Tuesday, Supreme Court will hear two cases that shred much of the remains of the right to be free from racial discrimination at the polls. It's fucking bullshit. The defendants' arguments in two consolidated cases, Brnovich versus the National Democratic Committee and Arizona Republican Party versus the Democratic National Committee. Here are some of the most aggressive attacks on the right to vote to reach the Supreme Court in the post-Jim Crow era. These two DNC cases concern two Arizona laws that make it more difficult to vote. The first requires voting officials to discard in their entirety ballots cast in the wrong precinct, rather than just not counting the votes for local candidates who the other voters should have not been able to vote for. The second prohibits any form of ballot collection where a voter gives the absentee ballot to someone else and the person delivers that ballot to the election office. Well, let's be honest here. Here's the problem, all right, as a whole. The problem is that the rest of the world, all right, legitimately, the rest of the world requires you to stand here and actually vote with a voter ID, right? This is an important ideology to have, okay? So I'll give you some examples. Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, right? Finland, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, India, Israel, Italy, Mexico, Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom, and the U.S., just to give some examples. That's not even all of them, right? And to stand here and say that, like, and this is why I bring this up, because it's important, that we shouldn't have voter ID laws in the United States, just in general, right? Because your vote should be tied to some number that's tied to you. That way, you know what I'm saying, that number pops up, in numerous places, right? Or these votes don't have numbers attached to them. Your vote don't count. It's that simple. You go, oh, man, it costs money. Well, I'll be honest with you. I would give away free IDs. Like, legit, just to stop this nonsense. Because that's what should be going on. We should be giving away free IDs to everybody, right? And that way, when you vote, you have an identification. Because you think about it like this, right? To buy beer, you have to have identification. To buy cigarettes, you have to have an identification, right? To file your taxes, you have to have an identification number, right? Usually your social security number. To do the majority of important things, like, to go cash your check, to, stand here and, do your bank, to do any banking, things of this nature, you have to have identification. Even when you use your credit card, a lot of places, they ask for identification. In certain places, depending on the amount of purchase. You want to buy a car, you have to have identification. Registration, dealing with anything that has to do with a vehicle, you have to have identification. And to think that one of the most important things you're going to do as a citizen in this nation, you're not going to have identification for, is patently ridiculous. And this is the problem, right? Because Lyndon Johnson, all right, was a slimy piece of garbage politician. And I know a lot of people go, oh, the Great Society Act and all these type of things, you know what I mean? All this nonsense that Lyndon Johnson did. The truth of the matter is what he was doing was allowing the Democrats to have the opportunity to win more elections. At the end of the day, politicians are politicians, right? And he knew that legitimately the only way the Democrats were going to be able to win elections in most of the next 20 years after that was if they cheated. Right, and they've been cheating for a long time. The only reason JFK got elected was because they cheated, right? Because nobody was going to vote for that piece of shit in the Midwest and in the South. But he won some of those states. And this is the issue, all right? Legitimately, just to have clean and fair and clean elections, right? And we had this conversation yesterday, right? Legitimately, We had this same exact conversation yesterday about this nonsense, where we sat here and we had this talk about this shit. Actually, was it yesterday? No, it was the day before that. Hang on a second. All right, so this is the problem, right? And I talked about doing the work. And recently, actually yesterday, Clarence Thomas stood here and dissented from an opinion about not hearing the cases in Pennsylvania Supreme Court, right? And I very simply put it in my video. I said, look, you have to do the work. If you don't do the work and show the people the math that you did and stand here and actually go through the hard part of, instilling confidence in your voters and, showing that everything was clear and fair, it doesn't, it ends up undermining the reality of the entire system. Right. And it doesn't stand here and allow people to feel like they actually have the rights that they're told that they have. Right. So this is the end of what Clarence Thomas said. He said, one wonders what this court waits for. We failed to settle this dispute before the election and thus provide clear rules. Now we again fail to provide clear rules for future election. The decision to leave election law hidden beneath a shroud of doubt is baffling. By doing nothing, we invite further confusion and erosion of voter confidence. Our fellow citizens deserve better and expect more of us. I respectfully dissent. Wow, you know what I'm saying? I put it the same way and I get blocked on YouTube. That's the reality. Now, CNN and MSNBC and all these people are spinning it as, Clarence Thomas is giving, credence to the baseless claims of blah, 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 right? And that's not true. The truth is that you have to show your work, right? If you don't show your work, then people believe that you're hiding shit. That's the truth. And that's something that, you should never want to fucking stand here and have thought that your government is actually really hiding the fact that they're fucking cheating and trying to take shit away from you. This is important. I know, it seems dumb to some of y'all, but the truth of the matter is if you're not cheating, you very simply show I'm not cheating. It's that basic. You don't just take people's word for it, regardless of who that individual is. Anyway, look, I'm Tom Pease of Pnoid News. Y'all know the deal. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that Patreon link, support the channel. Man, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.